And we're joining me now to talk about this, Chris Cillizza, CNN's politics reporter and editor-at-large, CNN legal analyst, defense attorney, and former federal prosecutor Shan Wu, and Michael Zeldin, a CNN legal analyst and a former special assistant to Robert Mueller at the Justice Department. Shan, let's start with you. I mean, you're somebody that has represented criminal defendants on many different occasions. How significant is it for someone like Allen Weisselberg, so connected to the Trump organization, to be granted immunity in a case like this?
It's very significant because immunity is not conferred very lightly, and nor should be accepted very lightly. You have to be completely all in on the cooperation. They're also not going to grant immunity unless they have done a very thorough and comprehensive vetting of both, one, his value, and two, his credibility. So it says a lot that they've granted that. Now, there are a couple kinds of different immunities. It's not crystal clear at this point what kind he was given, how broad it might be, but this does sound like this happened a while back, possibly at the time that he actually testified in the grand jury.
Yeah, that's right. He was subpoenaed before a grand jury earlier in the year. Michael Zeldin, could this mean that his cooperation continues, or is his contribution to the Justice Department over with right now?
Well, that's the key question. We don't know. We're getting the reporting right now that he was granted immunity. We don't know whether that means they put him in the grand jury in preparation for the Cohen plea, and it's one and done, and there's nothing really to worry about here. If it means, though, that he's continuing to work with the Southern District on forward-looking things related to the Trump organization, then it's not a good portend for the Trump organization. We just don't know how he was used. It makes sense in both respects. If he was there along with Cohen and along with the others, Pecker, who wanted to explain the full parameters of the payments to Stormy Daniels and Karen McDougal, and that's all wrapped up nicely, good. If it means something further, really bad for Trump, because the financial dealings of the Trump organization have not really seen a lot of scrutiny, at least publicly yet. If this is the beginning of that, that's not a good sign.
And Chris, there are a few people that know about the Trump organization better than Allen Weisselberg. This is somebody that worked for President Trump's father before Mr. Trump took control of the Trump organization. This is a guy that knows a lot about Donald Trump.
Yeah, I mean, look, Ryan, if you had to name the people whose last name isn't Trump, who are the closest to Donald Trump, Allen Weisselberg is the first person on that list. You know, honestly, who's the number two person is probably Michael Cohen. These are people in Cohen and Weisselberg who were entrusted with the most delicate pieces of Donald Trump's world, not just his business dealings, but we know in Cohen's case, the payoff of two women making allegations about affairs with Donald Trump. Weisselberg is the guy who for decades has handled the financial transactions, not just of the Trump organization, of Donald Trump. That's to Michael's point, which is if this is a immunity going forward, to help going forward, it's beyond problematic.
Chris, we do have to, I'm sorry to cut you off, we do have to pause for some breaking news.